Okay, so it's time to talk about this fight, and it's not going to be easy for Merab Dvalishvili to defend his belt against Umar Nurmagomedov. Stylistically, on paper, it's not looking good. I think it's a nightmare matchup because a very good kicker. He has a viper-like strike to his kicks, and Umar, very talented on the feet, and also can negate the wrestling and pressure from Merab Dvalishvili. He can reverse some positions. He can survive in the clinches and in the scrambles. He can make this fight standing. And it's very, very tricky for Merab. Actually, Merab Dvalishvili, one of my favorite fighters because he is completely relentless. I think he's the most relentless guy in all of sports today because you cannot find a single guy that can replicate what this guy does. Imagine shooting down 50 times for a takedown and you shoot for the 51st, second, or third. You never give up. And this is Merab Dvalishvili, an inspiration to all of us. Get this guy a shovel. He's gonna crack open, Earth's core, and completely relentless. This guy is typical blue collar, and his mentality is world class. Getting humiliated time and time again. We all remember when he was riding bicycle in sleep. He got almost choked out dead in the octagon, and still rises up to continue his UFC and championship aspirations. Merab Dvalishvili is an inspiration, but this fight is going to be very, very tricky for him. It's not going to be easy, and he needs to be at 100%. It's not a coincidence that he's been a little bit crying and complaining for to fight Umar because it's going to be very, very tricky. He cannot coast this fight, cannot be coasting in this fight at all. It cannot be on the distance. He cannot be on the outside because Umar is gonna hunt him down with kicks, viper-like strikes, to the body, to the head. He has a very good lead leg, and it's not gonna be easy. And also southpaw, so the calf kick, not so viable option for Merab. And everything about this matchup not looking good, but still, I'm gonna be rooting for Merab, and I think he can win this fight. But the path to victory is very complicated, not as easy, and it's not even a coincidence that he is a huge underdog in this fight on the bookies. And no gambling, please, no gambling, no promotion of this. Do not waste your time and money on this trash. So all I want to say is that public perception is Umar's going to win this by decision. And it's a possibility because he can negate the wrestling, he can survive in the scrambles, he can make this fight on the feet, and that way he can outpoint Merab with his kicks, with his striking, and keep it all at distance. Possibly this fight can be a little bit of a dud, a little bit boring, not just at the press conference. I don't want to listen anything in the lead up between these two guys. And as we all know, Merab Dvalishvili, not a finisher, no finishes, cannot finish even a sentence in English. This guy couldn't finish his dinner plate. So in terms of finishing, both these guys, nothing spectacular. So probably these two guys are going to go to decision. So path to victory for Merab Dvalishvili is very simple. He needs to create a chaos. He needs to pressure. He needs to 100% pressure Umar. He needs to be relentless, just like he did against all the others. Most impressive fight for Merab is, I think, against Piotr Jan. He was attacking the lead leg and he was completely relentless, creating chaos, pressuring Jan. And Jan was a little bit overwhelmed and he loses. I think convincingly loses, but still, of course, we have rumors that Umar is recovering from his broken hand and he had an interview that got deleted. So this is all questionable, and I think timing for this will show both these guys, I think, coming a little bit unprepared for Dvalishvili. He just defended his belt against O'Malley, and Umar with this broken hand, just recovering. So we'll see what's going to happen. On paper, yes, Umar should be beating this guy, but it's not all black and white. It's not all putting on paper, not all black and white. And it's not just that the most talented guy wins, it's the guy that perseveres, that has the hunger, desire to win this fight. So for me, experience that Merab brings, he's also, I think, stronger than Umar. I think physical attributes are in favor of Merab Dvalishvili. Stronger, better stamina, creates chaos, more relentless, and I think mentality better probably than Umar. So a tricky fight, but for Dvalishvili, he needs to create the chaos, create the pressure, and he needs to try and gas Umar out into the championship rounds. You know, he needs to take he needs to take one round in the first three. He needs to take one round in the first two, and then in the last three, four, 5 rounds, he needs to be convincing against Umar. I think he can keep Umar on the fence a little bit. I think he can uh, impose his will, and I think he probably might overwhelm Umar Nurmagomedov. So for me, I'm gonna pick Merab this fight to win by decision because yes, Umar on the outside, if it stays that way, he can outpoint Merab, but in terms of being relentless, I just cannot go against Merab. He's been fighting very good fighters. Although, yes, Aldo, Henry Cejudo, a little bit out of their primes, but still very good names and very good experience. And stylistically, not an easy fight for Merab, but the path to victory is very simple. And he needs to be taking one of the first 2 rounds, and then he needs to completely dominate the third, fourth, and fifth against Umar. Umar, not a finisher himself as well, you know, not like this guy is some deadly assassin. He's not going to do that, I think. And for me, when this fight was first announced, probably exciting, but when I watched these two guys, and I think this fight is going to be a little bit of a dud. And like I said, it's very possible, you know, you flip a coin and someone's going to win this fight. But still, I'm going to go with Merab Dvalishvili because of the experience, because of physical attributes, and because of being completely relentless. I just cannot go against that. His fighting mentality is the best in the UFC, the best probably in the history. We've never seen something like this being displayed. And so, yeah, I think experience, physical attributes, and a good game plan can win you this fight. So, against Umar, he needs to implement his will and he needs to cut the distance. He needs to shorten the distance and he needs to take Umar down a little bit and threaten the takedown always. Create pressure, create chaos. I think it's possible. Of course, on paper, yes, Umar probably better, but because of the picking, I'm going to pick Merab to win this fight. Thank you all for watching and enjoy.